The town was quiet. Srebrenica in 1996 wasn't a happy place. It was like a graveyard, not for people but for their memories. Buildings were broken and empty, like something had punched through them. The air felt heavy, like it was full of sad memories. 10-year-old Alan and his friends Yasmina and Emir didn't know much about ghosts, but they knew what it was like to be sad, to be scared all the time. But on that day, they just wanted to have some fun and forget about their worries. Their playground was the junkyard at the edge of town, a messy jungle of burned cars and old machines. It was a place where people whispered about strange things. The children had heard stories about people disappearing, about shadows moving in the night. But Alan, Yasmina and Emir didn't believe in stories, not really. The sun was high in the sky like a giant eye watching everything as the children played in an old rusty bus. Its seats were torn and its windows were broken. Alan, always the brave one, climbed on top of the bus, pretending to be a captain sailing on a metal ocean. Suddenly, everything went quiet. They stopped laughing. A strange feeling came over them, cold and prickly, like a spider crawling on their skin. "Did you hear that?" Jasmina whispered, her eyes wide. Alan listened. At first, there was nothing but the sound of crows far away. Then he heard it too, a faint scratching sound like claws on metal coming from inside the bus. Fear, sharp and cold, grabbed Alan's heart. He slowly peeked over the edge of the bus roof. There, in the dim light, stood a creature that made his blood turn to ice. It was tall and skinny, its skin stretched over its bones like a starving dog. But it was its eyes that truly scared Alan. They burned with a strange light, yellow and evil, like the eyes of a wild animal hunting. The creature opened its mouth, and a sound like grinding rocks escaped its throat. It took a step towards Alan, and he knew he had to run. He scrambled down the side of the bus, his heart pounding in his chest. "Run!" he screamed, his voice shaky with terror. The three children didn't need to be told twice. They ran out of the bus as fast as they could, their legs pumping, their lungs burning. The creature was faster than anything Alan had ever seen. It moved like a shadow, its long legs carrying it forward like a spider. He could hear its ragged breathing behind him, its claws scraping on the ground. They ran until they couldn't run anymore, until the junkyard was a blur in the distance. Finally, they collapsed on the edge of town, gasping for air, their clothes ripped, their skin scratched. They never went back to the junkyard. The adults didn't believe their story, saying it was just their imagination. The few soldiers in the town searched the junkyard, but they couldn't find anything. But Alan, Jasmina and Emir knew what they had seen. The memory of that day, of the devil in the junkyard, would stay with them forever. A scary reminder of the darkness hiding not only in the wall, but also close to their own home.